So, how much should you charge for your products and services? That is a huge question. I have an answer for you, but it might not be what you expect. Let me break it on down. So, here's the thing, it's not about the number, okay? It's about the value that you bring to the customer. So I would encourage you to start approaching your work from that angle, all right? Selling anything is about how you are helping your customers reaffirm their own self-identity and worldview. It's like how they see themselves. That's what you're doing. That's the value you're bringing, okay? So I like to use I'm a huge crafter, so I like to use craft examples because the craft community is largely made up of new people who are unfamiliar with marketing practices, but they're very creative and they create things, but they don't know how to sell them very often. So I like to focus on this market because of how new and how valuable these kind of principles can help them. Anyway, so let's say you are selling a coffee tumbler, a cup, and you're focused on coffee drinkers, obviously. So you're going to ask yourself, why do coffee drinkers pride themselves on being coffee drinkers? What is it about that? What feeling about that does it give them? What does it give them to feel like a coffee drinker? What do you think that they believe it says about them? Do they think they look sophisticated holding a cup of joe? Does it calm, relax them? Do they feel like they're a Starbucks shi-shi-froo-froo kind of gal and they love that about themselves? What is it? Are you a coffee drinker? Ask yourself these questions. Listen to the answers that your brain gives you. And then what you're going to do is you're going to deliver that product to them. Okay? So in the case of creating your product, you're not creating the product first. You're defining the market, the audience that you want to serve first, and then you're creating the product around what they want. That's how you sell stuff. Okay? You're going to understand the value that you bring to the market, and then you're going to create that thing that they want. If they want to feel a certain way, you're going to create a product that reflects that feeling to them so that they get to feel that when they possess that tumbler in their hand every single day. Okay? So in the case of tumblers, design your tumbler around giving them that exact feeling they want about themselves. And remember that selling should be focused solely on how you make them feel about buying your thing, your tumbler, your product. That's all you're doing. You're helping them achieve the goal of making them feel a certain way about their own self-identity and worldview. It's that simple. But when you make this mental shift, you automatically start valuing your own work at a higher cost. So you understand the value you're bringing. Now it's not about a number, it's about the value, and the value is always higher. So in the case of a tumbler, which usually I've seen online crafters charging anywhere from like $20 to $45, maybe $50. I would argue that you could charge quite above $50, regardless of the size of the tumbler and the features, if you did your homework and planning around how you produce is going to give them the emotional feeling, the value that they want, and preferably a positive feeling. People don't lug around tumblers that give them a bad feeling. And don't forget, designer brands, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, those guys, they charge thousands of dollars for some handbags that look like they belong in the bargain bin at your local dollar store. But that's because they built their brand around luxury. They've done their homework about how owning one of their products makes their customers feel. And I love the dollar store, by the way. But there's zero difference between these principles that work for them and these principles that can work for you. There's zero difference. You just have to understand how it works and use it to your benefit. The last thing that I want to mention is to see yourself as the CEO of your business. Show up like the powerhouse that you are. People are coming to you to buy what you have to offer. So do you realize like how huge that is already? You're having customers come to you. And if you're not, understanding this principle will help you see more clearly who you can give value to. It'll help you filter through and find the people who you can serve, and you can reach out and offer the value to them. But you're, either way, understanding this, you're way ahead of the game. So teach them how to treat you. Show them that when they buy from you, they're going to get an exceptional experience, a tumbler, a knitting blanket, whatever. But not just because of the physical features of the product, but because the high value you bring to each one is in service to them. And make it easy for them to see that about you. So that's all I have today. I hope it helps you. Let me know. Reach out, contact me, and I'll see you next time.